So I figured today I'd show you a little bit about what I have in my tackle box when I bring to archery tournaments. So this is what I bring to be able to help out the archers I coach as well as myself. So when I open it up here, I've got a little cutting board. Keep that handy with me. And I'll start from kind of up here and work my way down. Here we have a clicker, so spare clicker with all the accessories in it. We have a little epoxy putty just in case we need to have that, in case sometimes that kind of comes off a grip or spacer or something. Also have all the Allen keys, and this basically two different sizes, especially for win-win. Um, these for the bolts on the front and back, and also two pair of these smaller ones so I can do kind of on the sides as well to kind of move the limb alignment if needed. So, and a kind of a smaller one for some other adjustments. The other part here is being able to have a little bit of kind of a Coban type of wrap for fingers, just in case fingers blisters kind of pop or whatever it may be. String wax here, as kind of an old thing of string wax that I have, still works. Some extra stick-on rests to be able to put those on in a pinch, as well as a I don't necessarily use a biter button, but plenty of archers I work with do, so having one of these wrenches handy is helpful. Being able to have some extra hot melt glue on hand. I have definitely plenty more of this, but this would work in a tournament situation. Extra slings, lots of extra slings here, extra sling material as well, just in case for that. Probably more than I actually need. Also have some D-loop material, so for compounders, their D-loop breaks, have a little bit of extra, be able to put on another D-loop or two here. Also have some grip tape too, and this is also over here a little piece of leather that's good for gripping onto. So if you have a stabilizer, it won't come off, or a J-bar, it won't come off, being able to put this on over it and then having it wrenched down with like a pair of pliers, you can do that without damaging the V-bar or the stabilizer too much. Occasionally these kind of break off, these little limb savers, so I just have a spare of those, one of those. A little bit of Loctite for small screws. The blue stuff is good for not exactly permanent. Always have some super glue as well. I started using this, the Alex Wiffler's string armor, so I found that to be pretty useful, especially in a country like Ireland where it rains a lot, so it's good to have that. Having a knife, I like to be able to have these sort of box cutter knives because I tear up these blades and it's easy to just take this out and kind of, replace it quite easily here. Spare lighter as well, making sure that is full too. Just a little kind of, I need Phillips heads or any other kind of tools here, smaller. Having this kind of multi-tool sort of thing helps a lot. Also have some serving material here, so this is quite thin halo serving here, and then also having a small tape measure as well, and extra weights, so keeping extra weights in there is good. Also have another finger spacer too, and let's see, it does not like to stay up. Then we also have extra serving on this side as well. Had this all perfectly wrapped up here. Also have some other serving material. This is definitely a bit thicker and different colors, so this sometimes helps with some archers, so whether it be compound or recurve. So it's just good to have a little bit of variety there. A couple boxes full of extra rests. Actually tab shelf, other screws of various assortments. It's just kind of good to have a couple little boxes like that. They're kind of tight, watertight there. Having a file, which is really good. So if somebody recently just did their grip and you need to kind of file it down, so having a coarse flat on one side and kind of smooth on the other side, and it's reverse on this side here where it's fine on the flat and it's coarse on the rounded, so you can get into all the edges for a grip, and on the flat side too. So it's good to have a hand file like that. Little mini screwdriver. Really enjoy having something like this here. So with all the different heads that are kind of needed. So that's quite helpful. Little mini torch, having it in the case there. So can't really see the flame here. Well, a little bit you can, but especially when you need to quickly put in points in and fix up arrows. Little scale that I have here, or weighing things, and a couple of sets of Allen keys, one metric and one sort of standard or imperial, and a couple limb gauges too for some tuning and limb alignment adjustment. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have in here. Pretty much everything I need is right in here. Aside from a lot of the arrow components, I usually have a separate toolbox for that, but this kind of most of the time kind of gets you by. So hopefully that's helpful.